But I think he should be good to go. And then Samson has been able to do a little bit more, but still not on the court, do anything basketball-wise. But he's improving. So, late December, maybe into January, hopefully.
You guys have been playing at such a high level. How do you maintain that?
Yeah, I mean, that's either becomes it becomes a part of your identity and your mentality, and there's areas where we haven't done a very good job. Our turnovers, particularly from the guards, has not been good, and it's got to improve. But the controllables, that you can do every single night, regardless of what the opponent does, is your defense. Can always be elite. Your rebounding can always be elite. Your relentless effort and being all about we and not about me in terms of sharing the ball when you draw a second defender.
We've talked to both Joey and Andre, and they both said that they hadn't seen a selflessness in this type of team. Is this the most selfless team that you've had?
No, I mean, no. It's a good group. But the great teams I had at Rhode Island, my second year at Wagner, when 25 regular season games, Division I, 25 Division I games at Wagner in year 2, taking over a 6-win team. That was a great team. Didn't make the NCAA tournament, but it was a great team. My teams at St. Benedict's coached some great high school teams. So they have to share the common trait, though, of being about we and not about me. The me season comes in this sport. It comes at you quickly, and it's right around the corner. But this is the we season.
Defensively, you guys have played really well, but with so many new guys, sometimes that takes time to come together in the defensive end. Why do you think that you've been so good on defense?
We start in the summer. We start practice in the summer. It's not optional. We're here for both summer sessions, and there's not a lot of people on campus, and we're working really, really hard and preparing for the season. And you recruit certain type of people. You recruit people that you're not looking at the scouting, 5 stars, 4 stars, and sometimes the guy that's ranked 67th is a better player anyway than the guy ranked 30th or 18th, and usually they're not as shot. So yeah, I mean, you got to get the right type of people that are going to be about the stuff that you need to do to win.
And what are the traits that you're looking for?
Just for me, I really pay very close attention to the family on the visit. Obviously, there's things you look for on the court in terms of skills and abilities, but I always like to see what the parents say. What are they saying about their AAU coaches? What are they saying about their high school coaches? What are they saying after Johnny just played a bad game? Are they blaming the refs? Are they blaming the coach? Or are they saying, my son needed to be better? That accountability, that responsibility, that mentality, the type of people you want to bring into your program and align with.
So to tie that into Joey, when you mentioned that before the other day about meeting his parents. What did you see?
You do the visit and you're honest. You say, listen, we have a deep team. We're returning this group of players, and we've already we've got commitments from a couple transfer players, and this is not a sure thing in terms of you're automatically going to be a rotation player. You're going to have to come in here and fight for it and earn it, and whatever you earn, you'll get. And some players, when they hear that, they go to the school that promised, and that's not the decision Joey made.
What have you seen from Joey this year that's stuck out in your mind?
The stomach to play here at a big place like this. Not everyone can play here. It's a different level of expectations than most other high majors. I mean, this is a unique type of place in terms of the amount of eyes that care about what you're doing, and you got to have a short memory, and you got to believe in yourself, and you got to be able to turn off the outside noise, and he could do all those things because he comes from great stock.
What do you want to see in this Long Island game as, Big East plays right around the corner?
A relentlessness to our defensive mentality, being in all the right spots, not out-talenting our opponent, but playing a really outstanding all-around game. And cleaning up the obvious issues that we've had turning the ball over, but really a sustained full 40-minute relentless effort of execution and selflessness from the group, because that's what it's going to take to win conference games. This is a much, much different animal that's approaching.
Offensively, we know that, that offense runs through the front court, but how do you manage to balance that out with the talent that you do have in that backcourt?
Yeah, it's not that hard. I mean, you're going to end up at the level that you deserve to end up at in terms of these players, right, based on their talent and abilities, right? You're either an NBA prospect that they love or you're not, right? You can't fool people by averaging 3 more points a game. So, you know, you just want quality. You want top quality on offense. The defense always directs where the ball goes. I mean, you know, good offensive players draw a second defender and then throw the ball to the appropriate player. The defense really dictates where the ball goes. And, you know, if you don't draw a second defender, then a player at UConn should be able to finish with force.
How much do you even pay attention to the Big East, what's gone on so far? I mean, you're checking scores, you watch some games when you're home at night. I mean, how much have you been paying attention to it?
You do. I mean, you have to root. Obviously, you try to really beat each other. You beat the heck out of each other, you know, from December through the end of the year, but you really root hard for each other in the non-conference. I mean, anyone that's not rooting for each other in the because it's so critical to the league, you know, that we all come in with really good non-conference resume. It boosts the league. Having strong nets obviously boosts the league. It doesn't really hurt teams. So yeah, you find yourself, you know, watching a bunch of teams and rooting mostly.
Coach, before the season, and paraphrasing a little bit, you said, you know, you thought you had 9 to 10 guys that you could play deep, but that number would slim down as the season's gone on. Have you seen something different that maybe changed that mindset?
No, you know, if you look at my last year at Rhode Island, I think we played 10 guys. So I've been in this spot before where there was a lot of quality and a lot of depth, and we've been able to get, you know, deep into our rotation, and as long as the quality is there and the production is there, we'll find a way to get everybody enough minutes. Obviously, it's a good problem to have, and you know, I think there's some guys we can get going right now too that we need to play a little bit better for us to get to our best level.
You've won every game by double digits, but you're interested to see somewhere down the line that last minute 2 points.
No, I'd love to keep winning games like this. This is great. I don't, you know, it's listen, if you play elite defense and you rebound the heck out of the ball, and you attack your opponents the right way offensively, and you take quality shots, you know, you keep yourself from being put in really vulnerable positions as a team. So, you know, that's our identity. You know, we've won a lot the last couple of years. You know, we've dealt with injuries to some key players the last couple of years. Losing Book, you know, during that COVID year really hurt what we could have did with that regular season with that team. Losing Tyrese and Adama, you know, that really hurt what we were able to do with our regular season last year. We still ended up as a 5 seed. So, yeah, we feel like we've been kind of knocking on the door of playing at this level before. You know, and now we just want to obviously continue to get better.
Coach, how did you cement your culture early with this new group of players?
It just got right to work. I think it happens in the recruiting process, right? With the messaging there, with how you present that opportunity in recruiting. You don't overpromise, and then really we get started in summer one here, man. In June, we're practicing like it's November, and then we get after it for 10 weeks in summer. We give these guys 2 weeks off, and then it's showtime throughout the rest of the year. But it's an 11 month a year approach. When these guys are on campus, we're treating it like it's what was that? I forget it.
Do you like the swagger your team's kind of developing? I mean,
as long as it doesn't turn into, you know, complacency or, you know, losing respect for how quickly things can unravel when you get away from your identity. You have to remember and understand all the time, like, who you are and why you're having success. You start thinking it's about, you know, just what you're doing individually and not the collective. You know, we look at players that are having great years and the percentage of their baskets that have come on assists. it's pretty staggering, especially when you look at the front court players. It's like Donovan he's got like 37 field goals, and like a very high number of those have come off assists from teammates. And being aware of that, I think, as across the board as players, is critical. Guards appreciating the bigs that set great screens, that create the opportunities, and vice versa.
You talk about not being complacent. Are you the one reminding them of that, or is it coming from?
Yeah, I mean, like, look at me. I mean, I'm on edge. I keep everybody. I would say, today was probably as grueling a practice in terms of the intensity coming from the coaches. That was probably as intense a practice as we've had since, at least in the last couple of years here. Maybe not since year one. Year one was wild, but yeah, I mean, we're just, we know how quickly things can unravel if we change anything about how we go about things, preparation-wise and mentality. There's areas we got to get better. The turnovers have got to get better. Got to be more efficient.
With your intensity, is it good to have a guy like Joey that's able to maybe away from you, bring the guys back down and kind of relax the vibe a little bit?
Yeah, I think Andre. I mean, I think.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah, I mean, me and Andre are obviously kindred spirits, right? So yeah, I mean, but Joey's a fiery guy. I mean, Joey is a competitor. He's a competitive guy with a really high level of self-belief. It's a confident group overall. I mean, Jordan's super confident. Andre, Adama, Donovan, I mean, Alex. It's a very confident group of players.
Before the season, we kind of thought Jordan would be, up in the 25, maybe 20, 25 range. He's kind of put up a quiet, 19 or whatever he's at now, maybe a little less. But
yeah.
What is that kind of? You didn't really expect that, did you?
Was that Jordan Hawkins?
Yeah.
Average points per game?
Yeah.
Well, some of it gets skewed. He got knocked out of the opener, right? And he ended up playing just a couple minutes, so he ends up with a 0 there, and then which hurts his numbers, and then coming back slowly from it. When we've needed him in the big spots, he's been there, and he's going to have some really explosive nights.
I guess more just how exciting is it for you to see majority of the scoring coming from a bunch of different guys rather than just.
I mean, we're hard to prepare for. I mean, we attack you in a lot of different ways offensively. We try to identify matchups that we want to exploit, and places where our opponent isn't good defensively, and that's where we attack people. It's not about trying to get a guy numbers or one guy having to carry us. Obviously, our big three is a big three. They deliver, and we're nothing without those three guys. What Andre does on the court for us, the attention that Jordan gets, and what he's able to do on the perimeter, and then Adama somehow quietly averages close to 19 points in 24 minutes. So, and then everyone else, obviously, it done a great job for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.